Hey everybody, it's Pax. Welcome back to the Dream Eaters Dream Quest campaign play-along with Harvey Walters and William York. It's been a while since I played the last scenario. I ended up losing my voice the day before I was going to record it, and otherwise just been really busy preparing for a wedding. And I'm free this morning, and I thought I'd just try to bang this one out nice and quick. We're looking at the Interlude, the Onironauts. I just have realized I've never spoken that aloud, leading into the Dark Side of the Moon. So in the last scenario, we got 5 Signs of the Gods, which wasn't a great result, but it was kind of good enough. And 2 Evidence of Kadath during the introduction, so that brings us to 7 Evidence of Kadath. And we got 9 experience during the scenario, plus the 2 from the introduction, that's 11 experience. And then Randolph eluded capture, but unfortunately Virgil did not. So as for the interlude, I understand my partner Haskow made it down the steps, no problem, in 1,000 Shapes of Horror, and as such, the black cat has a hunch and wanders off. And then for myself, since the black cat has a hunch and Randolph eluded capture, the black cat is searching for the truth. We skip the rest of this interlude and record in both campaign logs. The black cat is searching for the truth. So now, before we head into Dark Side of the Moon, let's take a quick look at the deck upgrades. Alright, for Harvey, we're doing a bit of a no-nonsense upgrade. We're dropping 1 Unexpected Courage for a 2nd Eye of Truth. We're upgrading our 2 Perceptions, and we're upgrading 1 of our Cryptic Writings. This is just a way to help us both pass a couple of these alarm-raising treacheries in this scenario, and also a way to remove some treacheries from the final scenario. Get them out of the deck so that we're not seeing them again, but also making it so that we can pass the other copies of it if we see them. And then for William York, we're upgrading 1 copy of Overpower, we're upgrading 1 copy of Look What I Found, we're replacing a Guard Dog for a Chainsaw, and we are losing a Daring for a Lucky Level 3. Now, Lucky Level 3 is, again, just a way for us to kind of cheese a couple of these treacheries that are going to raise our alarm, but otherwise I was just going for a bit more consistency on combat, and frankly, Look What I Found Level 2 is really nice getting into the finale, and having both of them upgraded is going to be really good. The one thing this deck is missing a little bit right now is money, and I think very soon, and when I say very soon, I mean the XP that I get from this final scenario, I'm going to be replacing my 2 Take Hearts for 2 copies of Nothing Left to Lose, because that is in this card pool, and frankly, with the amount of assets that I have, Nothing Left to Lose is a really easy way for you to just dump a bunch of money into assets. You play 2 assets, Action 1 and 2, you play Nothing Left to Lose, next turn you can play a couple more assets. It seems like a bit of a no-brainer to me. Maybe I should do it here. I'm not sure. I've been a little poor, but I think that I can make this one work going a little poor for this scenario, relying on my knife for a couple of those nasty enemies, relying on some evades with this Lucky or this Daring, and then we'll just go from there. So for the intro of Dark Side of the Moon, no one was captured. We skip to intro 2. That's on the next page. Yada, yada, yada. Proceed to setup. Let's take a look at our opening hands before we move into setup. So our opening hand for Harvey is going to be what? Cryptic Writings, Vault of Knowledge, Magnifying Glass, the Dream Diary, and a 2nd Magnifying Glass. I think that we very easily drop this Cryptic Writings to try and draw that later, and I think that I don't need a 2nd Magnifying Glass if I've got 1. Okay, those will help me with some treacheries, but they're not going to be super useful right off the bat. And then for Yorick, we get a Leather Coat, Randolph Carter himself, Bury Them Deep, a Solemn Vow, and a Live and Learn. Now, Randolph Carter is going to be really good. That's going to be giving us bonuses to 2 really important stats for this scenario, and it's also going to be getting us that draw right off the bat. The Solemn Vow isn't necessary yet, but it's really nice to have early. The Live and Learn, and I think also the Leather Coat are not super important, and frankly, I don't need that much more experience. As much as it pains me to shuffle away Bury Them Deep, I kind of need a weapon a bit more. So I think I'm going to mulligan everything except for the Solemn Vow. Everything except for Randolph Carter. A Vicious Blow, an Overpower, a Lucky, and a Derringer. Okay, perfect. That is definitely what I was looking for, mostly in the Derringer, but also just the Overpower helps me draw up, the Lucky helps me pass some tests early. This is a really good opening hand. I get these slammed into play real quick, and we're good. So you gather the encounter sets. Of course, all this is done in Tabletop Simulator, like always. Get some cards set aside. No one was captured, so none of this happens, right? We don't put this into play. We don't put it into face side up. We don't read the story stuff, etc. We all begin in the Moon Forest. It's going to be right here, and it's going to be the 4 Shroud, 2 clues with this action agility to hide among the strange trees. If you succeed, you can reduce your alarm by 1. Victory 1. And during your turn, except during another action, you can evade. If you fail, raise your alarm level by 1. He was not captured. The Moon Lizard, Virgil Grey, and the Captain and False Awakening weaknesses are also decided. We each have a Doom on us as alarm. This Doom represents our current alarm level. It does not count as Doom, and it does not count towards the agenda's current Doom threshold. Which you might have noticed that I put right here using that Doom tracker that's copied up from the agenda and act. Speaking of the agenda and act, we're ready to go. Silent Stirring, 5 Doom. In the Belly of the Moon Beast. Only the investigators of the City of the Moon Beast may spend the requisite number of clues as a group to advance. We need 3 per investigator clues. As far as I remember, it's been a while since I played this one, but all of these opening locations have 1 per investigator clues, and so you just kind of gather the clues in order going around the circle. Last but not least, we'll take a look at this. I should have reset my camera angle here, but anyways, minus X is half our alarm level, rounded up, so -1 right now. The Cultist is this: if you reveal another token, reveal another token, and if you fail, your alarm level is higher than your modified skill value. After this skill test ends, draw the top card of the encounter deck. The tablet is -1. If you fail, raise your alarm level by 1. This is a really important one, and I seem to find this is where people get gummed up. In fact, you know what? Let me just move these down while I'm talking here. When I see people fail this scenario, it's because they just draw these on treacheries that they can't pass. Because during your active turn, it's very rare that you pull a -1 and you're not passing the scenario. But man, I've had some rough times, and that's where I see a lot of people have rough times, is just pulling too many tablets and getting your alarm raised to like -8 or like to 8, so that these are -4s, and you're combating an insane bag really early. So my top strategy for passing the scenario is to simply not draw these during the Mythos phase. All right, so it's looking like we're doing a setup turn, first turn. Play a Dream Diary for Harvey. We're going to go ahead and also, 1, 2, 3, play our Vault of Knowledge. Just get that going. And right now, there's a huge amount of -1s in the bag. Let's just go ahead and try and investigate. -4. Whatever. And then for Yorick, we're going to mostly do the same thing. For 5 resources, play Randolph and play a Derringer. That's looking pretty hot. And then we're just going to draw a card. And we're going to use Yorick's ability to draw us another card, giving us the Graveyard Ghouls. Unfortunately, getting a bit of early damage on William, but fortunately as well, we'll be able to just take him out with a single Derringer shot with a Vicious Blow, so hopefully that's not going to be too bad. During the enemy phase, this guy's going to hit us for 1-on-1. Let's just throw that onto Randolph. We'll get an upkeep for Harvey, for a lab assistant. We'll get an upkeep for William. That's a Live and Learn. Get 1 out of 5 Doom. We'll get an encounter card for Harvey. The Moon Beast. Wow. Okay, we're already right in the shit. After he enters play, raise the alarm level for each investigator by 1. And then for William Yorick, we get the Cats from Saturn. Wow, this is insane. Is your alarm level or the highest alarm level among investigators if there's no active investigator. So we are already buried in enemies. This is an insane start. I've never had this ever happen. Wow. But yeah, I guess we're going to have to see what we can do. So, after it's moved or evaded, you can discard one of these guys. So we're actually up by 2 with William. And up by 2 to evade right now is actually like quite good. This is half your alarm rounded up, so it's -1 for both of us. Harvey's kind of in the same position where he can maybe just pull an Essence of the Dream into hand and evade 3 up against this guy. So like, it's not awful, it's just weird. And this guy will be left behind. He's a victory point, but if we can get the clues off of here really quick and get out, then we can make that be okay. But I think we're going to go ahead with William first. So we're going to do what I said. We're going to try to evade this guy 2 up. He doesn't have anything else in an evade. We'll discard one of these swarms. So that's pretty good. And we always have the lucky or the live and learn if we really want to. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to shoot the Graveyard Ghouls with the Vicious Blow first, just to get that out of the way. That seems a bit easier. Okay, well, we passed that, and he's just dead. So that's fine. Unfortunately, the timing on this is, if this is successful, return a card from your discard pile to your hand, and this will be going away, after that has resolved. So there's an ammo off of that. So let's evade this guy. We're going to be 2 up, and we can either live and learn or lucky. Now, I think I want to save the lucky for Harvey to evade the Moon Beast. So we'll be 2 up against this guy. -1. Great. So we get to discard one of these swarms. This guy's evaded at the location. And we do have one action left. I think that unfortunately it needs to be moving away, but moving away is really bad here. And I think that we might just be forced to sit around punching guys, which I really hate. And I'd love to not need to do. But unfortunately, these Cats of Saturn are going to be on us, and moving away to either of these locations, the Dark Crater is when you kind of want to move into, gather the clues, and leave, and all in one turn. And you've got to take tests there every turn to avoid alarm, if I'm not mistaken. So I think that we're just going to go ahead and take... What are we going to take? We're going to take a punch against the Cats of Saturn. We're going to be at 4, 5. Let's go ahead and do 6, 7, 8 against 2. -4. That is successful. We get to draw a card. We get to draw 2 cards because it's double successful, and we're going to go ahead and trigger Harvey to draw an additional card. Okay, great. That's very nice. That's very nice. I love to see that. And I think we're just going to go ahead and shove the Solemn Vow onto Harvey early. Get that played. Okay, so like I said, Harvey's going to add this to hand. We're going to go ahead and evade this guy. We're going to be how much up? We're going to be... oh my gosh. My brain is full of mush right now. We're going to be 3 up. A -4. Okay. Well, unfortunately, we do have to play the lucky to get the +3, and then let him draw an extra card, but it is what it is. So he does successfully evade him and draw a card. Now, I do need to get these clues, so we're going to go ahead and play the magnifying glass, and we're going to take 2. We're going to take an investigate. That doesn't take an action, so we're going to take 2 investigates, 2 up, -2. That is a successful investigate. We're going to draw ourselves a card. Okay, great, and get a clue. And then we're going to use a Burning the Midnight Oil for 2 resources, 2 up again. Draw ourselves a card off that, and that's a -2, so that gets us the other clue. Okay, so we get our upkeep here. We're going to be looking at working a hunch for Harvey. That's going to be really good. And then for Yorick, we get a chainsaw. And I'm going to have all of these guys engage Yorick. Yorick is at a base 4 to evade this guy, and a base 4 to evade this guy. With the Live and Learn against this one, it just seems like kind of a no-brainer. Okay, 2 of 5 Doom, and an encounter card for Harvey. Moonbound by a Key. The nearest surface location, highest alarm level, 3 or more only. Alert Hunter. While moving or engaging, Moonbound by a Key ignores investigators with an alarm level of 2 or less. So this is the nearest surface location, but he has Prey, highest alarm level 3 or more only, and Alert and Hunter, so I'm pretty sure he doesn't engage us until we get to 3, if I'm not mistaken, because it's a Prey only. Yeah, that's my understanding of it, and that's what I'm going to go with, because we're buried anyways, and I could use a moment of rest. And then for Yorick, we have literally only drawn enemies. Oh, that's so brutal. I mean, sometimes you top deck 4 enemies, right? Sometimes you just top deck 4 enemies, and we got our graveyard ghouls as well. But that's nuts. Okay, well, it's not like we're totally dead. It's not great, but it's not like we're totally dead. So what can we do, I guess, is the question. What we can do is we can evade the cats from... No, I want to evade the Moonbeast first, because he's going to be really annoying. The Corsair of Leng and the Cats from Saturn they only hit for health, so they're not that bad for me to take from turn to turn, but I do eventually have to kill them. So we're going to evade the Moonbeast, 3 up. He's evaded. Cool. We're going to evade the Cats from Saturn, 2 up. He's not evaded. We're going to try that again, 4 up. We auto-fail it. Okay. And then finally, we're going to take a shot against the Cats from Saturn with the .18 Derringer, 4 up. Or 5 up, maybe. Okay, and we get to just defeat one of them. Cool. That was a super, incredibly unfortunate turn. Wow, that sucks. And then Harvey's going to get his Essence of the Dream. I wonder how much Harvey can afford to just, walk away right now, or whether he needs to help. I'd love to be able to walk away. Walking away would be so sick. It's such a shame that I feel like I can't. So I think a part of what I can do, though, is I can what? I can, like, play my lab assistant to get more options. I could engage one of them in mind over matter to try and evade it, but, you know, that would have been better to do with the cats from Saturn if I had gone first with Harvey. So that's kind of my bad. I could just start trying to make progress, and I think that's what I'm going to have to do. So we're going to use Harvey to head up to the Dark Crater. It's got 2 clues, 2 Shroud. Test 5 to hide. If you succeed, you reduce your alarm by 1 at the end of the turn. If you are at the Dark Crater and discovered one or more of its clues, you test 3. If you fail, raise your alarm level by 1. Victory 1. So we're going to go ahead and investigate. What's that going to be? 6 against 2. We get one of the clues off the location. We can trigger that to give ourselves a card draw. Guts will be handy. I think that we're going to just investigate again, and we'll try and use Guts with the willpower test to beat it. So we'll just investigate again. That's a -1. If we fail, we take an alarm, but we don't. We get that last clue. And then at the end of our turn, if we're at the Dark Crater and have discovered one or more clues, we test 3. If we fail, we raise our alarm level. So we're going to be at 4, 5, 6. We may as well go 7, 8, I think. No, we're gonna commit an Arcane Enlightenment instead. We're gonna save this for a treachery during the Mythos phase if we need to. -2, cool. No extra thing, and we draw a card from Guts. And that wasn't at the end of your turn trigger, which is during your turn. So we do get to trigger this to draw a card. We got Cryptic Writings off that? Yeah, I think we'll take the 3 resources for sure. Yeah, I think that seems good. Okay, so we get an upkeep for Harvey, another Mind Over Matter. Okay, so Harvey's actually pretty set for helping out with combat and evasion now. And then we get an upkeep for William, and this guy is going to re-engage him. A leather coat, okay. So we can, like, get that committed soon to play, and then these guys don't hit us quite as hard. That's kind of nice. 3 out of 5 Doom. And an encounter card for Harvey is what? Another Cats from Saturn. That's okay, so we get 2 enemies on that. And then William Yorick. Okay, another Cats from Saturn. Wow, this is incredible. This is actually incredible. I mean, what do you even do when you get this many guys, right? Like, in a 2-player game, it's just nuts. Okay, so I think I have to go with Harvey first because there's just too many enemies for William to handle by himself. So we're going to play the Mind Over Matter. And we're going to do an evade 5 against 2. Is 5 against 2 okay? I feel like 5 against 2 has to be okay. A minus a bit. So we get to do that, and this guy gets evaded. And then we'll move back down with William. So now that I'm down with him, what I can do is I can engage the Cat from Saturn of Williams. And I can use the ability on the location that lets me do a fast evade against him, and I'll commit the Essence of the Dream to be 7 against 2. And we get that. That's a -1, so we get to put this under William, and this guy gets evaded. And then William's turn looks a little crummy, but it's not the worst. So I do a fight against this guy, 5 against 2, and I'm going to commit a leather coat to it. That's a hit. And then I'm going to shoot the Cat from Saturn, 7 against 2. That's a hit. He's dead. I play the leather coat. And then the question is, do I evade the Moon Beast or do I fight the Corsair of Lang one more time? And I think the answer is that I fight the Corsair of Lang one more time with a punch. And I think I'm going to commit... Oh, it's tricky, though. It's really tricky, because I'd love to get the chainsaw into the discard so that I can play the chainsaw from the discard. And maybe that means I should have done that earlier. But I need to do that successful fight next turn to pull that off. Now, this guy only hits for damage, so I think the correct move is to evade him 3 up. Okay, -1, he's evaded. Great. We get an upkeep for Harvey, gets us extensive research. That's going to be very necessary very soon. And then an upkeep for William gets us a Take Heart. Very good. And I think we're going to go ahead and have the Cat from Saturn engage him on the off chance that we get more enemies on Harvey, and I don't want to have 2 enemies on him. But what this is going to allow me to do is like punch this guy, with a chainsaw committed, punch this guy to finish him off, playing the chainsaw, and then chainsaw this guy up to death. And then the Moon Beast will still be on me, but I've got some more ammo for it for next turn. Notably, the other Cats from Saturn is up here with Hunter, so that's going to be a problem. And then the Moonbound Bayaki is still here with Prey 3 or more only on alarm. Okay, 4 out of 5 Doom. An encounter card for Harvey. It's the Lunar Patrol. Attached to your location, test 3. If you succeed, discard it. When an investigator leaves the attached location, raise that investigator's alarm level by 1. So this is what I was really hoping for the Eyes of Truth to be able to help me get rid of. And then William, forced into hiding, test Willpower X, where X is your alarm level. If you fail, lose an action. If you fail by 3 or more, lose 2 actions. If you fail by 5 or more, lose 3 actions. So we're going to commit a Guts to that. We're going to be at 5 against 2. 0. Perfect. Card draw. Another leather coat. Oh, stabilizing, right? Are we stabilizing? It doesn't really feel like it, but let's just go ahead and say that we are, for the sake of argument. So we're going to go ahead and punch this guy 5 against 2 with a chainsaw committed. -2. That's 1 damage on this one, and that's in the discard. Then we're going to punch this guy, also 5 against 2. I think we're going to commit Jessica to this to be 6 against 2, just to protect against that -4. Thank you, game. Whoops, I accidentally discarded him. Let's go fix that really quickly, but we get to play the chainsaw off of that kill. Okay, and then finally, we're going to chainsaw this Cat from Saturn. 4, 5, 6, 7 against 2 for 3 damage. This guy's defeated, and then this guy's defeated. Great. Like I said, stabilizing. We're getting there. Now for Harvey, I think we're going to go ahead and play our Lab Assistant for 2 cards. And we're going to use his ability to draw an additional card. This will be in our hand here. Essence of the Dream. So we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards! We can attempt to test 6 against 3 to get that treachery off the location. And I think I cannot afford an icon here. I don't have an icon here. I could put the Take Heart in, but I don't think that Harvey needs more money. William kind of needs it. So we're just trying that 3-up. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, so that gets to discard. Finally, a bone thrown. Then last action, I think I'm just going to go ahead and play this Arcane Enlightenment. That'll let me get another magnifying glass into play if I find one. That just seems like a reasonable thing to be done. Plus it gets me a bunch of extra hand size. Okay, so enemy phase. This guy hunts down. We're going to have him engage William. And so William gets hit for 1, 2. So it'll be 1, 2. And then 2 more. It'll be 1, and then 2. And that'll defeat this leather coat, which we can replay from the discard at a later time. Let me just go ahead and keep my assets off to the side. I tried to do this last time. Yeah, I think that's everything. And I'm not too fussed about that messing up the encounter or the discard pile order. I don't think it's relevant for William, maybe? Upkeep for Harvey is a Burning the Midnight Oil. And upkeep for William is a Look What I Found. Okay, cool. Hopefully we can start making some progress. Up to 5 Doom. Shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck. We're going to see all these enemies again right in a row and raise each investigator's alarm level by 1. When we raise the alarm level by 1, the Moonbound Bayaki immediately engages York, because he can do 3 damage in 1 hit, so yeah, we'll go ahead with that. Then encounter cards for Harvey is a Corsair of Lang. Just like I said, they are immediately piling right back onto us. And then for William, we got a Forced into Hiding. And we'll go ahead and put the Guts into this. We'll be at 5 against 3. Yeah, we can't really afford to lose actions. I almost wish I had kept that Arcane Enlightenment to put into this, but we'll just go ahead and do that. Okay, sweet. We draw a card off of that. It's another Derringer. Okay, so we're going to go ahead with William first, I think. Yeah, I think we're going to do William first. We're going to chainsaw the Moonbound Bayaki. We're going to be at 4, 5, 6, 7 against 3. Chainsawing him very convincingly. We'll just go ahead and get our leather coat back into play. That seems fine. We're going to go ahead and use the free evade that we get on the Moonbound Beast. So we're going to be at 4 against 1. We're going to be at 5 against 1, because I would love for that to not fail. That definitely succeeds. We're going to evade the cats from Saturn. 2 up. Should have saved this for that one. Okay, great. So we get to... oh, I need to check. Okay, that is Harvey's. Okay, see, I wish I hadn't needed to check, but I absolutely forgot who that was from. But he's evaded as well. And then we're going to move away, because I just really cannot deal with this any longer. So we're going to move over to the Temple of the Moon Lizard. After you discover any number of clues, you must either take that much horror or discard that many cards from your hand, and you can use willpower to try and reduce your alarm level. Let's make sure that we know that these guys are right here. Now, bearing in mind, we do need to get to the City of the Moon Beasts, but it's not a big deal. At least this is revealed for us, so we know what we're looking for. Now, Harvey needs to get away from this guy, so he's going to go ahead and unfortunately... Well, he's going to add this to hand first. And then he's going to use his Mind Over Matter to be evading him with Intellect. I think I can afford to have this fail. Is that correct? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Unfortunately, we're 1 card short of being able to commit this and be enough up. So I think what we're going to do then is we're just going to do a 5 against 5 and have it fail. Okay, it fails. He hits me for 1. And now he's -3 for the remainder of the phase. So we'll do that one with the Essence of the Dream into it. He's evaded. And then we'll use our last action to catch up with William. And we're finally, like, out from underneath nothing but enemies for this turn. Before I forget, though, I am going to move a damage over to William, which will go directly onto his leather coat. Okay. Upkeep for Harvey gets him thrice damned. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's just 2. Not too bad. And then for William, a knife. All these guys ready up at the location, but only the cats from Saturn is going to be pursuing us any longer. This guy does not have Hunter. This guy does not have Hunter. If by some miracle we have the time to come back and kill him, we can try and get that alarm reduced, but I think it's going to be a lot easier for us to just get the clues and get out. So we're at 1 out of 5 Doom there. And an encounter card for Harvey is the Dreamer's Curse. Test 5 for each point you fail by, take a damage to a maximum of 3 damage. And willpowers and wilds count as double. So we'll commit a guts to this. We'll be at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 against 5. -3. That's a pass. We get to draw a card off of it. After you draw this, you may play it during your turn. It is not my turn, so I do not get to do that. And frankly, if it was my turn, I still think I wouldn't, because I feel like cards in hand to get Essence of the Dream boosting me up is a little more important. Encounter card for William is an Ancient Evils, placing a Doom. Okay, so Harvey's going to go first, and he's going to move up to the City of the Moon Beast, because this is where we need to pass in 6 clues, and I know for a fact it has 2 more clues on it. Shroud value is the highest alarm level. At the end of the round, each investigator there must test 2 agility. Each investigator fails must raise their alarm by 1. It's got 1 victory point and 2 clues on it. So that was our move. Second action, we will investigate with a deduction committed. I could play 2 working hunches. Actually, hold on. This should be in my hand. How much does this cost? It costs minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. No, we're just gonna do that. We're gonna play the extensive research to just get those 2 clues straight up, and then we're going to immediately advance. Only investigators at the City of the Moon Beasts may spend the requisite number of clues as a group to advance. Choose an investigator at the City of the Moon Beast to take control of Virgil Gray. Check the campaign log. If he was captured, you put it to your hand, but he was not captured. Let's go get Virgil, and now we have to move to the Temple of the Moon Lizard with 2 clues to advance. So Virgil enters Harvey's area there. And now whenever our alarm level is raised, we can draw a card, gain a resource, heal a horror from Virgil, and then if there's more than 1 investigator, shove him over to the other player. And as may be obvious, I do not want to end my round here, and so I'm going to just move back with Yorick back to the Temple of the Moon Lizard. It's a little riskier than moving forward to the Dark Crater, but actually, hold on. No, you know what? I am going to move to the Dark Crater. Because what's going to happen is, on Yorick's turn, I'm going to look what I found this, and I'm going to move twice. So like I said, I'm going to go ahead and investigate here with a Take Heart committed, with a look what I found ready to go. We're 2 against 3. -1, we fail. We draw 2 cards and gain 2 resources. and we play the Look What I Found to get the 2 clues from the location. We immediately spend them to advance this next act. Put the set-aside Caverns Beneath the Moon, Dark Side, and the Black Core locations into play. Spawn the set-aside Moon Lizard at the Black Core exhausted. Shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck. And now, clues cannot be discovered from the Black Core as a result of the successful investigation. If each surviving investigator is at the Black Core and has no clues on it, you advance. And so, as I said, Yorick is just going to move twice. We'll have no end of turn things because we didn't discover clues that turn. The Cats from Saturn is going to head up onto Yorick. Definitely having him engage Yorick so that we can play a Derringer from our discard pile next turn with this last chainsaw use, hopefully. So then we get upkeep on Harvey for a magnifying glass. We get upkeep on Yorick, narcolepsy. Okay, but we can wake him up, or if he gets an encounter card that lets him take damage or horror, we can just discard it straight away. So 3 out of 5 Doom. Let's shuffle that just to be certain. Encounter card for Harvey gets us the Deeper Slumber. Our hand size is reduced by 3, but it's already currently increased by 4, so my hand size is 9. We won't be dealing with that anytime soon. And an encounter card for William gets him Close Watch. Test 4. If you fail, you must either discard the asset you control with the highest predicted cost or raise your alarm level by 1. Well, he can't commit to this. Could commit to this with Harvey with the Essence of the Dream, and I'm really tempted to. So we'll commit that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's not enough, but we are 2 up now because we'll be getting a +2 willpower. So we're going to be 4, 5, 6 against 4. -2. Perfect. Great. That's excellent. Okay. So Harvey's going to go ahead and wake up William. Seems like a really easy first action to do. Then he's going to draw a card. This should be in hand. He's going to draw a card. How many am I at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I draw a card and trigger this, I'll be at 10, and then this will immediately trigger, making me discard a card. So I'm going to play a magnifying glass first, and then draw a card, triggering this to draw a second card. Hey, there we go. And last action, I think we're just going to play Cryptic Writings for 2 resources. It's not great value, but it makes it so we don't have to discard cards, and we'll be all set to do stuff the next turn. So William is fighting this Cats from Saturn. He's going to go ahead and fight it with his chainsaw. A lot against 2. It's dead. The chainsaw is empty. It goes away. Let's once again. I don't want to forget how I've chosen to. Yeah. Okay. That's fine. That's okay. And when I kill him, I'm going to go ahead and play the Derringer for 2 as well. We're just going to play a leather coat straight up. Save us a little bit of hate, I guess. And then what are we going to do? If we move into the Caverns Beneath the Moon, this guy's going to hunt into us and start damaging us for a pretty big chunk of health. And I'd like that to not happen, but we also don't have enough damage to kill him next turn right now. I'm going to need an Occult Invocation from Harvey, which is why I started trying to dig a little bit deeper into that deck. So we're going to burn one more action here, I think. And that action is going to be just drawing a card. Bury them deep. Okay, cool. That's good to see. It's a good icons for commits, but it's also that victory that we're not getting from the Moon Beast that spawned behind us. So like I said, this guy's going to hunt down here. I believe he can only enter cave locations, so he can't move any further than this, right? Upkeep for Harvey gets us the Occult Invocation we were looking for. Great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We are at our maximum hand size. And then an encounter, not an encounter, an upkeep for Harvey gets him, William gets him a second Tetsuo. Okay. Icons for Harvey's combat tests with the Occult Invocation. 4 out of 5 Doom. And an encounter card for Harvey gets us, the Ancient Evils. Shuffle the encounter discard pile in the encounter deck. Raise each investigator's alarm level by 1. And then, if the investigators force their way into the temple, read the following. Nobody came. The lead investigator searches the encounter deck and discard pile for 1 copy of Cats from Saturn and draws it. But in addition to that, Virgil Gray He's going to either draw us a card, gain us a resource, or heal us a horror. We're going to go ahead and take a resource from that and shove him over to William there. So we do get the cats from Saturn on Harvey, who has been the lead investigator. He's got really big cats from Saturn on him. That is super unfortunate. And now, we've only got 4 Doom remaining. An encounter card for William gets him another Ancient Evils. Wow! I think this is the worst I've been thrashed by this scenario ever. This has been really bad. So we get 1 out of 4 Doom. So we're going to go ahead with Harvey first. We're going to... What are we going to do? Wow, this is really nasty. I kind of feel like I have to go with William first. But I'd really like to go with Harvey first, because Harvey, I want to get the Occult Invocation Blast in before William finishes the guy off. And that's just really bad. Anyways, we're going to try the evade with this. We're going to have our bonus that we need to get 4 up for an evade. One of them goes away. Whoops, shouldn't have looked at that, my bad. But then this guy just gets evaded. And then we're going to move over. This guy's going to engage us. And he's going to be pretty tricky to fight. So we're going to go ahead and use our Occult Invocation with what committed and what discarded. I think that we have to discard the Lab Assistant, and I think that we have to discard the Burning the Midnight Oil for us to be at, what, 5, 6, 7 against 4. I do need to commit a card to be 8 against 4 for 3 damage. Okay. Not great, but not the worst either. Then William's going to shove over. Oh, we meant to reveal this, but we didn't. This is 6 Shroud after you fail a skill test while investigating here. Until the end of your turn, you can reduce its Shroud by 2. But I don't think we need those clues. Yes, we do need those clues because of the Black Core. Right. So now we're just facing down this Moon Lizard after we've moved. We can't kill him this turn. And I think that Harvey can take the hits from the Moon Lizard. I'm just more worried about whether he can take the hits from William. So we're going to play the Solemn Vow on Harvey, and then we're going to trigger both of them to kill off that leather coat. And then we're going to start taking some shots into this. We're going to be at 4, 5, 6, 7 against 4. And I think that that's going to be a knife to be 8 against 4. Okay, -2, so that's 2 damage. And then we're going to try that again. Just 3 up. Great. Almost dead. That damage icon went out in the middle of nowhere for no reason. Thank you, Tabletop Simulator, for being a physics engine for no particular reason. But otherwise, yeah, good. All right. Feeling good about getting this guy killed next turn. That's another ammo that's gone. He's going to attack for 2 and 2. We're going to kill off the Lab Assistant and take 1 damage. And then we're going to do Upkeep for a deduction. And then Upkeep for a Vicious Blow. Okay. 2 out of 4 Doom. An encounter card for Harvey gets us what? Forced into hiding. We're going to commit the Eye of Truth to this to be 8 against 4. 0. Great. Get this the fuck out of here. I can imagine nothing worse than us losing a bunch of fucking actions right now. And then William gets an Ancient Evils. Wow! Holy shit! 3 out of 4 Doom. Okay, so Mr. William Yorick. Let's get this guy finished off. And you know what I might even do? I might take a resource first. Oh, no. Do I have to go first with Harvey? Because all of these cats from Saturn are going to pile in on us if I don't go first with Harvey. Yikes. So how can I go first with Harvey? This is play only during your turn? Ooh. Oh, man, that's nasty. What's going on here? So, I'm in a pickle. I can't move into here until I've got the clues off of here. And I need to kill that Moon Lizard before I can get the clues off of here. Or I need to evade the Moon Lizard with Harvey, get the clues testlessly, and then move away. But I don't have any way for Yorick to get the clues, is kind of the nasty part. That is a huge bummer. Okay. So I think that we're going to have to go ahead with Yorick, and we're going to have to tank all those cats from Saturn. So we're just going to go ahead and take the shot against this guy, Take a resource first, then take the shot against that guy. And we'll put the Vicious Blow in. No, we'll save the Vicious Blow for the Cats from Saturn, I think. Because then one Chainsaw takes out 2 of them. 3 up. Am I good with 3 up? Gotta be. -2. Great. Okay. This guy heads up to the victory display. Good night. And then we get to play over our Derringer with the Chainsaw. Let's just get those right there. And then last action, we're going to take a resource. Because we're going to want to play cards after we've killed some of those guys. So then Harvey. Now we're on Harvey's turn. He gets this to hand. I'm at an investigate of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 against 6. And I'm just going to try that. -4. We get that. We get the 2 clues. And we can walk away from that location now. And the question is, do I start making progress on the black core? Or do I try to help protect William against more enemy pulls? And I think the answer is that I have to start making progress. So we move up to the black core, second action. The number of depth tokens on the black core, which is going to be a fuckload, right? It is 9. So let's just do that really quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're just going to trust that that's 9 because I don't have my overlay on. Test willpower or combat 2 to swim through. For each point you succeed by, you can remove a depth token from the black core. And as a reminder, clues cannot be discovered from the black core except as a result of a successful investigation. So I cannot working a hunch those off. But I do have another deduction, and I really could try, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12? Could I do that? I am going to Vault of Knowledge myself from that previous investigation and use that. There's my Mob Goon. Let's just say that I spent an action of 4 resources to discard him. Because, that would have happened before I did that move. This is me trying to be generous to myself because I'm kind of getting thrashed on this scenario pretty hard. I'm going to try to investigate this. It has got a Shroud of 9, remember? Because that's the number of depth tokens on it. And we're going to be investigating 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 against 9. -1. So we draw 2 cards from Perception. We get the 2 clues off the location. And then each surviving investigator is at the black core and it has no clues, so we advance. Put the set aside light side, the caverns beneath the moon, the light side of the moon, and the white ship locations into play. So now we're looking at this. Find a way off the moon. You will be instructed when to advance. So the cats from Saturn are going to walk into poor Yorick. My man is going to take a massive shit kicking for 4 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yikes. We'll put 1 on to Randolph because he's got it. And then an upkeep for Harvey gets him the Celiano fragments. And an upkeep for William gets him a Take Heart. Cool. The Doom advances. We each get an alarm. We each take Horror equal half our alarm. And we reset this to Agenda 3A and take 2 Doom on that agenda. So that is 2 Doom. We each get an alarm, and then we take Horror equal half rounded up. So we go up to 5 and then take 3. And then we go up to 5 and we take 3. We're going to go ahead and take 2 and 1 on him. And then after the alarm level is raised... oh, no, the order of that's going to be wrong, isn't it? Yeah, we have to take 4. He's going to be going over to Harvey before that happens. But we are going to take a card draw for that. And then send him over to Harvey. And then an encounter card for Harvey gets us an Ancient Evils. That is crazy. And then an encounter card for William gets him a Forced into Hiding. He's going to be at 3, plus the amount from, what's it called? I don't remember. I think we're going to commit a Buried to the Deep. I have truth on this, excuse me. So we're at 7 against 5, and then plus 2 more is 9 against 5. We succeed that with a -3 token. Great. So we're going to go with Harvey first, I think. No, we have to go with William first. We're going to go with William first. I think that William just needs to run, unfortunately. So we're going to try and evade. We're only going to be 2 up, but we are going to put a Take Heart into it in case that fails. Evade 2 up. -3. So we do fail that. We draw 2 cards and gain 2 resources. That's okay. We're going to try another evade with a daring this time. We're going to be 7 against 2. A lot better. A -2, draw 2 cards. One of them gets discarded. These are Harvey's, I believe. So that goes onto his deck. That's why I wanted to go with him first. And we also draw a card from the daring. And then last action, we're going to move up with Harvey. Harvey's going to take a move action up. He's going to scoot up to the Caverns Beneath the Moon on the light side. It is a 6 shroud location with the 2 clues on it. We have to get them to be able to make it to the light side of the moon. We're going to go ahead and investigate that location. Am I happy to investigate that location? Not particularly. Not particularly. But it is what it is. We're going to investigate 5, 6, 7. This should be in hand. 7, let's just say 8, 9, 10 against 6. A 0. Okay, so we draw 2 cards. 1, and then 2. We take a horror from that. And this goes away. We get 1 clue off the location. And then we'll take a resource and spend 2 for Working Hunch to get the other clue off the location. So now we can move through to the light side of the moon. Things are looking real dicey, but we'll see if we can make it through. Upkeep for Harvey gets us the Mob Enforcer again. We cannot afford to pay that, so we're going to have to hope that York can make it up and kill him. And York gets a look what I found. We're just going to go ahead and discard a knife. We're going to need something going on here. So we get this. We each raise our alarm level by 1. So let me do this correctly, because this is going to be very important that I do this correctly. I'm going to raise my alarm level by 1. After it's raised by 1, I can either draw a card, gain a resource, or heal a horror from him. I'm just going to... Oh no, I'm dead, aren't I? Yeah, I'm dead. No, I thought I was being so clever. Oh no, I'm going to have 1 horror left. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, we're good. We're going to draw a card, shove him over, and we get 1 on him. But I think since those are simultaneous, I don't think he reacts to both? Maybe? Or something like that? Anyways, so then William raises his, and now we're taking horror equal to half our alarm rounded up. So I'm going to take 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. So we've got 1 horror left on Harvey, and very low left on Yorick. Then this flips back over and gains 2 doom back on it. Counter card for Harvey gets us another Forced into Hiding. We're testing against 6. I left this in hand. I'll commit that to it. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 against 6. No actions lost. And then for William, we get Close Watch. Discard the asset you control with the highest cost, or raise your alarm level by 1. We're going to be raising our alarm level by 1 because we absolutely cannot afford, or we'll just pass. We could just pass. I don't mind just passing right here. That's amazing. That is so good to have passed. Holy shit. I got to look through these to see what the best thing is to get. After a brief moment of deliberation, I'm pretty sure that it's going to be the Lucky. So York's going to move up 1, meet up with Harvey. He's going to spend 4 to discard the Mob Enforcer, and then he's going to move to the light side of the moon. That'll put him right here. Test 1 or 1 to attempt to hide among the ruins. For every 3 points you succeed by, reduce your alarm level by 1. Limit 1 success per round. Then Harvey's going to take his turn. He's going to move over to the light side of the moon. And he's just going to dump every icon he has into this. This should be in his hand. So he's going to be at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 against 1, and try and remove as much doom as possible. Move. Boom. -1. 12 against 1. 12 against 1 is succeeding by 3, because that would be 10. Yes, so we reduce our alarm level by 3. That is pretty good. Not as good as I was hoping. Right there, into the discard pile. Thank you. And then last action, we'll just draw a card, and we'll draw a card off that drawn card. So the cats are going to hunt after us. I'm not sure. I don't think I missed one. I really hope I didn't miss one on that. That would be kind of annoying. And then we get our upkeeps. Lab Assistant. Then an upkeep over here is an old key ring. We're just going to go ahead. What are we going to do? We'll get rid of... Ooh, that's tricky, isn't it? Yeah, we'll get rid of a chainsaw, and we'll get rid of an emergency cast, because I don't think money is useful anymore. 3 out of 4 Doom, and we just have to hope to God we don't hit on Ancient Evils. Counter card for Harvey. Close watch. Ugh, okay. But we just get to discard our Vault of Knowledge off of this, so that's fine, I think. Testing 2 against 4. Where'd my... Did I forget to... Yeah, there it is. Okay, cool. I was going to freak out for a second there. But 2 against 4, -1. We're just going to discard this Vault of Knowledge, because I think that's just not super good. Then an encounter card for William is... Oh, the Lunar Patrol. Okay. It's not an enemy, so I shouldn't complain. If you succeed... Okay, so we're going to have to raise our alarm as we leave. That's a bummer. So I'm wondering about William grabbing the last clues from here. It's a shame, because I don't know how to get the alarm off of William, and I might have to get him to take a trauma. But I think we're going to die to horror in a moment if we can't get out like this turn. And so the test that Harvey has to pass is insane, right? To convince the captain to leave. I think that I might have made a mistake putting as much into that as I did, but we'll see. So how do I pull this off? That's really where I'm at right now. I could dump all of these intellect icons into William's test to make this alarm lower. That could be the play. That really could be the play. Or do I get the VP for the clues? Because I believe with Look What I Found and Lucky, I don't know that I can fail that? No, I could. The -4 would make me fail it, wouldn't it? Yeah. Okay. So I think we have to leave the VP on the table and just try to get as much of this as we can. So we're going to be at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 against 1 to lower the alarm off of Yorick. Yikes. That is a shit proposition, isn't it? -4. Oh, God. Okay, so we lower 1. That is such a bummer that we only lowered that much. I think we've just got to try it again with the agility. 4 against 1. And no, see, that's a dog. That's awful. We get to commit an icon from York to be 5 against 1, which is not great, but hey. -3. So we didn't reduce any alarm off that, and we're just going to try it again, I think. -3. So that also just fails. Yikes. Okay, so Harvey has to move over, adding this to hand. He raises his alarm by 1 and heads into the white ship. When he enters, he has to put the captain story asset into play at the white ship. And I forgot that this says undefeated investigator. Fuck. That's not good. Okay, well, that doesn't leave me with a lot of options. I think it means that I have to just play this laboratory assistant and hope that I can pass this either willpower or investigate, willpower or intellect test next turn. We'll trigger his ability. We won't take that, and we'll just draw an extra card. Shame about the mind never matters, but whatever. So these guys hunt to here. And we get an upkeep on Harvey for a guts. We get an upkeep on William for a live and learn. We'll get our doom to rise up. Each investigator raises our alarm level by 1. So we'll raise his first, heal a horror off of him and shove him over, and then raise 1 on Harvey. And then we each take horror equal to our alarm level, rounded up. Half our alarm level rounded up. Reset this and place it to 2. So that means William's going to take, quite a lot and get defeated. Bit of a bummer, but it is what it is. It's the sacrifice we have to make to get Harvey out of this scenario. Harvey is going to take 3 rounded up from 5, so that he lives off of that. So we're at 2 out of 4 doom, and we just once again need to not draw something that'll kill us. And what do we get that doesn't kill us? It is the Moonbound Byakhee near surface location, which I believe is right here, not on the ship. But he is going to hunt me next turn if I can't beat this parlay test this turn. Now, I did just notice that I'm over hand size right now. I forgot about the Lab Assistant, Arcane Enlightenment, and my signature, counteracting the Deeper Slumber. So right now, My hand size is -3 but +1. So that would put me at a 6 hand size. So this would have needed to have been discarded at the end of last turn. And so I can put it back into my hand at the start of this turn, but then it's going to discard something. So let's discard the Mind Over Matter. We don't need that. Okay. And so then I guess the question is, do I just try and investigate or try a parlay now with what I've got, or do I draw a card? Yeah, I try a parlay now. If it fails, I draw a double card off Harvey, and then I try again. That's what I'm looking at. So we'll try it with what? Let's try it with willpower. We'll go 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 against 5 to see if we can get out on a willpower parlay test. -3, we make it out. And draw a card from Guts. Okay. Awesome. Jesus Christ. Find a way off the moon. R1. The investigators traveled to the cold wastes. Randolph survived the voyage despite having died in Yorick's arms there. We each record the experience next to the victory. Oh my god. I am tripping over my words so bad. Each investigator earns experience equal to the victory X value of each card in the victory display. Let's go count that. So I've got 4 from locations down here, and I've got 2 in the victory display, so that's 6 VP. And we get 3 more marks next to the evidence of Knath in our campaign log for a total of 10. 10 is very good. 10 is really a good amount, because I believe that brings it from 12 clues that you need to clear down to 2. So that's very, very good. And we proceed to where the god dwells after the interlude, the Great Ones. I've got to confer with Haskow to see what he did. He's already completed his scenario. I'm sure a couple days ago. I know I got a ping on it on Discord. So thanks very much for watching. Holy shit, that was tense. That was probably the roughest play of Dark Side of the Moon I've ever had. I know a lot of people talk about like just alarming out like crazy and totally failing the scenario as a result. And I was definitely really close to that, but I didn't quite get there. Glad that Harvey was able to make it out. If I had remembered that said that everyone had to be there, I probably would have just suicided William backwards on his turn, like move, take a resource to die to the Cats of Saturn, so that Harvey could just walk in and try it that very turn. But anyways, it is what it is. We got a mental trauma on William now and 6 XP to work with. Let's see if we can beat Where the Gods Dwell on Voltron Nyarlathotep mode. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you next time.